Hi, I'm Dana, producer and director. The creative development and production of Season 2 for Advanced Care Planning Australia was an emotional process, both in uncovering and crafting the story, and in the post-production phase, which was where it really came together. This is what I'm certainly looking for when creating content designed to move people to take action. The brief was to produce a video that encouraged its audience to have a conversation about what they would want as medical care if they were in a position where they could no longer make the decision for themselves. Advanced Care Planning Australia has found that many families not only assume they would know their loved one's wishes, but when pressed to answer on their behalf, they were shocked to find that their answers were wrong, not to mention the amount of stress it puts on a family. So these conversations need to be had, and to prove it, we searched and interviewed many people to find stories that we could weave together to help teach that lesson. And I was excited to be entrusted with the challenge. Finding true stories with this much specificity is no easy task. You can't put a casting call out or write on a Facebook group chat. To find these stories, it takes what I call a little bit of investigative journalism. And of course, time and hours of pre-interviewing. I wanted to shape the narrative and lead the audience on a journey where they uncover what happened to a family as they were forced to make life and death decisions and guess what their critically ill brother would have wanted without a plan. Another pair, two sisters, whose father had a plan and they were able to confidently make decisions on his behalf. And our last pair, a couple who were about the age of our target audience and hadn't really thought about these questions before. I wanted to show our audience what asking these challenging questions could look like. This is why I took myself, the interviewer or the director, out of the picture, out of the room as we filmed. It took a lot of pre-planning to work out how to direct a piece when I wanted to remove myself. Filming day. We spent 5 hours in each pair's home. My crew carefully set up lights, 3 cameras and a large monitor for Loretta, the client and I to sit, watch and listen without them feeling our presence. I wanted to set the scene to feel as intimate as it possibly could. Which is why I chose to film each couple in their own environment. Not just so they would feel comfortable and open up, but so the audience were also welcomed into the home as if they could be sitting there having a coffee and a conversation too. During the post-production process, where most of the directing happened, the editor and I painstakingly cut the interviews down to the required 5 minutes. Sadly, there's a lot of story on the cutting room floor. 3 45-minute interviews to be precise. So why did we ask so many questions and take so long with filming when we knew the end piece was so short? Why didn't we just ask a few questions and shoot the whole thing in a day? For the work that I produce, it's important for there to be an emotive journey. I believe that if a piece doesn't stir some sort of emotion, then I failed and the piece becomes useless. In order to achieve that, we needed to take our time to get to where we did, so the emotions would be there. If we only asked the summary questions, the answers would have been void of emotion and matter of fact. I prefer to tell a story rich in emotion with fewer words than full of words and no heart. So we took our time and let the process do the work. It's a simple visual execution, meaning I purposely chose to stay in each pair's house, focusing on the connection between them as they ask these deeply personal questions, rather than breaking the moment to relieve the audience from that intimacy by using overlay footage. When we are in a home, having a cuppa and a conversation, we don't break away to see them doing something else. I wanted it to feel like that. Hopefully, hearing these experiences and reliving them with these pairs has inspired an audience to ask those questions to their own loved ones. I hope this piece is helping families who may go through a potentially hard time in the future to proceed with confidence and assurance, knowing that they are doing what their loved ones would want.